What do you think the future impact of COVID-19 and times of change like this is or will be to employer branding? Ryan, I'd love to hear from you.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing that I see is if you don't have a work from home policy, you definitely do now. And that's going to be the biggest thing that changes, I think, is our relationship to working from home and telecommuting.
JD, what about you?
I think that it's really important to remain fluid, and it always has to some extent, but I think most businesses have been on maybe a year and a half, 2 year cycle pretty normally of reevaluating their EVP and messaging and refreshing creative. I think the future of employment branding is going to be adjusted by companies needing to remain very fluid. I mean, we're not going to emerge from this very quickly. The world around us is going to continue to look different for a considerable amount of time for the foreseeable future. And so I think just remaining nimble in your messaging and how you convey to your candidate audience, and also how you speak internally to your employee base.
I think one of the interesting things that we're seeing and that I think is going to be really telling is the impact and strength of employer brand as it relates to the consumer brand. And I think what we're potentially going to see coming out of this is a lot more of a focus on that employer brand and creating that partnership between the two facets, and seeing how they can strengthen or even, weaken one another. Tony, what about you, coming from, a company with a long history and stability?
Yeah, so I think Ryan and JD touched upon this a little bit too, but I really think it's going to force organizations to be a little bit more flexible in their approach and how they, allow workers to work and meeting them where they are. I also think it's going to really fuel your organization's support for what it is that you do as employer branding practitioners. What you do or what you don't do today during this pandemic is going to have a lasting effect on your organization to come. So it's really, really important that, to me, that you're as open and honest and timely as possible with the messaging that you deliver. And if you're not open or honest or timely in delivering messaging about what your company is doing right now, then I would suggest that is really, really a good place that you should be starting to look at right now.